day before, or even 2 days before, I'll be using the hydration tabs in my drinks, and I'll also probably be sipping kind of like a super carb drink or even just a lower carbohydrate drink from OTE throughout those days, just in order to make sure that my glycogen stores are as topped up as possible going into the marathon, and also that way I don't have to be focusing on consuming as much carbohydrate in the form of, say, rice or pasta as possible, which can make you feel a little bit bloated and can make you feel a little bit unwell with that. So that's what I'll be doing in the days leading up. The morning of, I usually start race mornings with kind of breakfast, which I'll probably just have a tin of rice pudding, and then when it comes down to closer to the race, about an hour and a half before the race, I'll have my last bit of food, which at the moment I'm using a Duo bar from OTE. So it's a kind of like a rice bar, crispy rice bar, and it has 40 grams of carbohydrate in the bar, and I find that's quite a nice little, very light on the stomach, not hard to digest, quite tasty, nice and sweet, which is what you kind of want in the morning, and I find that's really useful and really easy to get in that last bit of carbohydrate. What I usually do then is, once I've warmed up, prior to doing my drills and my strides, I'll have a super carb gel. So one of the super gels, there's 40 grams of carbohydrate in that one. Again, very sweet, very easy to digest, doesn't really sit on the stomach, goes down quite well. So I have one of those, and that's just to make sure that even the warm up can deplete some of your glycogen stores a bit. So it's to make sure that just before I start, they're as topped up as they possibly can be, but in a way that isn't going to detrimentally affect my race by kind of causing any gastrointestinal discomfort. Once I start racing, I'll have drink stations every 5K, and so for me that's going to be using the super carb drink. There's 80 grams per 500 ml. So what I'll do is split those into 4 bottles, and that'll be 125 mils with 20 grams of carbohydrate in each one. And I'll be having those 125 ml drinks every 5K. I find that that's about enough that I can get in and still feel comfortable, and it's not going to kind of affect me in that mile taking on too much fluid. And I'm still hitting around 80 grams of carbohydrate that is supposed to be kind of the optimal amount that you can kind of take in per hour of exercise. The second half of the race, I may attach a caffeine gel to my drinks. At that point, I'll still be having the 125 mils of super carb drink, getting 20 grams of carbohydrate. But I also have the option, if I feel like maybe mentally I'm feeling a little bit fatigued, or even physically, I'll have a caffeine gel just to give me that extra little boost. So the caffeine gels, I'll either have a 50 milligram or 100 milligrams of caffeine. They also have carbohydrate in them as well. So I think I'll make the decision at the time as to whether I'll have the drink and the gel at the same time, or whether I'll just have one or the other.